We've discovered so much about self-control this month. We've learned how self-control can help us in all kinds of situations. One person who knew a lot about self-control was King Solomon. We can find lots of wise sayings from Solomon in the book of Proverbs, including this one in Proverbs chapter 25, verses 16. Are you ready for this one? If you find honey, just eat enough. If you eat too much of it, you will get sick. Whoa, that's gross, isn't it? But it's true. Sometimes we can have too much of a good thing. I know there are times when it's hard for me to have self-control because I just want to keep doing something that I love or keep eating something that I love. Has that ever happened to you? Inside these boxes, I've got 3 things that often cause people some trouble with self-control. These aren't bad things, but we tend to love them so much that it can be hard to stop when we really need to. Can you guess what might be in here? Let's see what's in the first box. It's a tablet. That makes sense. It's tough for a lot of us to have self-control with our screen time. How about the second box? Oh, look, it's a delicious piece of cake. How about the third box? In the third box, we have a birthday present all wrapped up and beautiful. Anything could be inside, but let's leave it wrapped for now. Again, there's nothing wrong with these things, and there's nothing wrong with using them or enjoying them, as long as we remember to have self-control. In fact, that brings up a good question. What happens if we don't have self-control? What happens if we want too much of a good thing? Well, think about when you play a game or watch videos on a device. A little bit of that is fine, but what happens if you lose control? What if you just stare at the screen for hours and hours and hours? Well, you might get so wrapped up in your game or your show that you forget to do something that you were supposed to do, like your chores or your homework. You might get grumpy from staring at the screen for so long. Or you might miss out on something that's going on around you because you're giving all of your attention to what's in front of you. Now, how about sweets? Maybe you love cake, or maybe for you, it's candy or ice cream. We all love sweet treats, but they're supposed to be treats, right? Not things that we eat all the time. If we lose control and eat too many sweets, we might not have enough room for a healthy meal. We might even end up feeling sick, just like Solomon said about having too much honey. And then we have this gift. The gift. Think of it as any kind of stuff that's really important to you. It could be toys or clothes or art supplies or anything that you just love and you want more and more of it. Whatever this might be, we can lose control because we're thinking about how badly we want it. And that can be a problem. We can end up focusing more on our stuff than on how we're treating other people. We forget to notice how others feel or what they need. So what can we do? How can we know when to stop? What can we do to stay in control? Let's think about what Solomon said. Solomon said, if you find honey, eat just enough. Eat just enough. Solomon was talking about honey, but he could have been talking about a tablet or sweets or our favorite toys. We can have self-control by putting a limit on how much we stare at a screen. For example, you could talk to your parent or grandparent and ask them to help you set a timer for how much you play your game or watch your show. We can take a normal-sized piece of cake or bowl of ice cream instead of trying to cram as much as we can on our plate or in our bowl. Then we can put the rest of the cake or ice cream away so we aren't tempted to go back and get more. We can eat slowly and really focus on enjoying what we do have. And of course, we can make sure that the rest of what we eat has good balance of fruits, veggies, and other healthy things. Now, how about stuff? How can we keep from putting all of our attention on the toys or other things that we really want? Well, we can stop and think about the things that we do have. We can say a quick prayer and thank God for something that He's given us, something that we're grateful for. If we got in the habit of doing that, I bet it could help us stay in control of our wants. I bet it would help us focus on what other people need too. There are lots of good things in life, And self-control doesn't mean that we can't enjoy those things. It just means that we need to be wise about the way that we enjoy them. If we have self-control, we won't take too much. We won't want too much. We'll be able to experience the good things just enough, just like Solomon said. Remember, God has given us the ability to have self-control. We can talk to the people God has put in our lives and ask them to share the things they've learned and ideas that can help us. We can pray and ask God to help us too. Let's do this. Let's make sure that we know when to stop.